Hello again, and what is hip, and welcome back to another video. So the Neo Geo is known universally to be this incredibly expensive ecosystem of systems and games to get into, and today I wanted to really show off one game that kind of proves otherwise, and that game is none other than Art of Fighting 3 for the Neo Geo CD. And what makes this so special is this is not the fact that it's a fighting game, but the fact that this is a collector's edition, a limited edition copy of Art of Fighting 3 for the Neo Geo CD, and it's under $50. And I really wanted to just make sure everybody knew about this, that, I mean, you could even get something like this for the Neo Geo under $100. I mean, it's really cool. And you know, collector's editions back in the 90s were really, truly like limited edition collector edition, because there wasn't the whole craze now where it's like they release a collector's edition for every single game. No, a collector's edition back then was something really special and something you really didn't see too often, especially, you know, in the 16-bit, 8-bit, 32-bit era. And yeah, this is under $50. It's a super cool package, and I wanted to show it off to you guys and talk about this game. So Art of Fighting 3, for those of you that don't know, the Art of Fighting series was made by none other than SNK and came out shortly after Fatal Fury, the original Fatal Fury. And the Art of Fighting is known as kind of SNK's guinea pig of experimentation and trying out new things, and it wasn't received as well as the Fatal Fury counterpart or Final Fight and all those other games. However, I think they're really, really special, and Art of Fighting 3 is something that I've been having a lot of fun with. I don't know much about fighting games. I'm not a fighting game connoisseur. I just recently got a Neo Geo CD earlier this year, and there's a video on my channel that I'll link below. But that was my first intro to fighting games, because all the games that came with that system were fighting games. So it's been a masterclass of learning about these old fighting games that I never got to experience. And one of those was Art of Fighting. And so let's just get right into opening this, and I'll open this and I'll talk about the game. Yeah, so Art of Fighting 3 was a really special game because it was one of the first, if not the first, Neo Geo SNK game to use rotoscope. And rotoscope was a technique where they had artists draw over live frames of like a recording of a real person, and they would draw frame by frame over the live footage, and it makes this really fluid, super smooth animation, and that is included in this game, in the cutscenes, and I think in the fighters as well. And here is the disc here. We have Robert Garcia here, who is the main character in this game, and in the other Art of Fighting games he was one of the main characters, but he was not the main guy. But this was his time to shine here. But Art of Fighting 3 is a beautiful game. It's one of the most beautiful looking games I've ever seen. And it is really surprisingly accessible for someone inexperienced like me. I know the earlier Art of Fighting games are known to have a little bit of a learning curve and have a little bit of a barrier of entry from what I've heard, but I have not had as much of a problem with Art of Fighting 3. And here is the manual here, all in black and white primarily. And this, of course, is the Japanese edition. I do not believe that this collector's edition came out in the United States. And if it did, I'm sure it would be a lot more expensive than sub $50. And here is the Obi strip that came with all Japanese releases. And it also comes with a little, I believe, a registration questionnaire card here, which is pretty cool. And so this game came out right on the cusp of when 3D fighters like Virtua Fighter and all that were really becoming, really, they had the main stage. And so this kind of adopted some of the techniques of some of those 3D fighting with lots of strafing and dodging, and it's a very fast-paced game. So it is a little off-putting in that sense. I mean, everything is moving so fast. There's not enough time, it seems like, for me anyway, there's not as much time to pull off combos and super moves and such like that. But this is what really is the meat and potatoes of this collector's edition right here, and it comes with a whole bunch of goodies. So we'll open this right here. And I just thought this was the coolest thing ever. I don't think I've really seen any collector's editions from the 90s. This came out in 1996, and I certainly don't own any. But this came with a cool art book, and it's full color, and you have some really cool art of fighting characters and such like that. Very, very cool. It's all in Japanese, unfortunately, but that does make sense, seeing how it came out in Japan. But it's a very small art book, but it's cool nonetheless, and we got some fun concept stuff in there as well, which is always really, really fun to see. And there's the back here. And this is probably the coolest little packet in here. So, inside here we have Robert's coin. And if you open this right up, you have it right here. This is Robert's coin, the coin that he flips at the start and ending of every battle, which is really, really cool. And I'll do a close-up of this and the B-roll. So that's a super fun, little unique thing that comes with this collector's edition. And if you open it up even further, and I believe this to be complete, to come with everything that it came with when it was brand new, it comes with a bunch of stickers, which is really fun as well. So here you have Robert, and you have the whole Art of Fighting crew right here, which is super cool. And then getting a little risque, we have, does this open up? Oh, it does not open up. We have a topless, semi-topless, I believe this is a sticker, but a little photo right there. And the artwork for this game is really, really lovely. I absolutely love the art and the design of this game, but what really blew me away was the pixel art in this game and the rotoscope effects. It's really something that I have not seen really ever before, ever simulated to this effect since this game. And Art of Fighting 3 is a game that's just, it's not talked about too much. And I think the Art of Fighting series gets a little too much flack. I really do enjoy it. It was the first fighting game, or one of the first fighting games, to introduce super moves, and it has the spirit gauge, which is a whole nother bar underneath your health bar that you have to take note of, and taunts and all of that. It was a really, really forward-thinking game, and a lot of fighting games from then on out have adopted the things that this game or Art of Fighting series originally started. And yeah, so this is a really cool collector's edition, and not only is it affordable, but it's actually really, really fun. And I have played this for a couple hours now, and I've actually gone as far as going online to search how to play the game better, because I enjoy it much to the point where I actually would like to get into a little more depth with this game, because it really has been a lot of fun, and it's been a treat for the eyes and the ears as well. What may be unfortunate for some is the Neo Geo CD version, like a lot of other Neo Geo CD conversions, features a redone soundtrack, so it's not the original arcade soundtrack, but rather CD quality music, and it's very, very good, but I don't believe there is an option to have the original arcade music play which I know may be a bummer to some, and it's always a cool thing to have. But yeah, there you go. You know, mine's not in the best of shape here, but you can get ones that are much nicer shape than mine for still around 50 bucks. I think I paid $30 for this, and that seems to be around the average rate for this. But yeah, you know, Neo Geo collecting and all of that, I mean, it really is inaccessible. There's so many games that I would love to have but are just way too expensive. The Neo Geo CD is a little easier to get into, but again, still super expensive. But you have the oddities and the oddballs like this edition here, which are just so much value for the money and so much content, and that are, I mean, still relatively affordable. You know, $50 ain't no piece of change, a random piece of change, but I mean, that's for what you're getting. I think it's a very, very solid price, even compared to a lot of today's collector's editions. And that's a whole nother topic for another video. But the value, you know, the price to what you're actually getting it's let's just say it's not necessarily as strong as this. Your dollar is not as strong. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to do a quick little video showcasing this really cool collector's edition and my newfound love for Art of Fighting 3 and the Art of Fighting series in general. It's a fun game to play. It's a lot of fun to play on the micro switch controller on the Neo Geo CD, and I'm pretty sure this game has been in numerous compilations throughout the years. SNK compilations, so if you can find one of those or find a way to play this game, I really, really would recommend you give it a try, and maybe just put some of the naysayers of the Art of Fighting series to the side. You know, again, I'm no advanced, super technical fighting game fan. In fact, I know next to nothing about them, but I do know what I enjoy and what I find fun. And Art of Fighting 3 is definitely one of those games that I've had a lot of fun with. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.